Hello, this is Linda from Lipstick Lodge, coming to you from the roadway. I just parked my truck, a little fancy. I had to get it in there any which way I could. I was starting to get stuck even in 4 low. Um, the consistency of the snow as it's starting to melt a tad is a little bit sugary, so it kind of wanted to try and stick me at one point. But anyway, um, I think I'll turn this around now and show you my snow cover going up the pathway or the sidewalk, whatever you want to call it, alongside the house. And anyway, there's my singular 265 watt panel. What I'm going to do is in the spring, I'm going to get another one of comparable size and face it the other way so that it gets the morning sun and the afternoon sun. Right now, it's just getting afternoon sun. To be honest, this site was not cleared very well to put solar panels on because it's in a lot of shade, not dense shade all day, but part of the day it's got quite a bit of shade on it. So it's not meant for growing little tiny crops, and it's not meant for solar basically. So some of these trees are going to have to go in the spring, unfortunately, and especially these little tiny ones over here. Check out my trailer. I know I'm supposed to keep the snow off of it, but I wasn't living in it this year, so it had snow on it. And basically, I've only got one seam in that on the top, which is a great thing for a trailer. When the more seams you have, the more problems you can have with leakage. And like I said, last year I kept it off pretty well. And there's one of the houses beyond there from my neighbor. There's my filthy truck with the kayak frozen to the roof rack. It's probably not now. It's starting to thaw a tad here, but whatever. And beyond that is pardon me, it's kind of snotty out here. Beyond that is the opening to cross over through into the other forested area. And it's a little bit sunny right now, which is nice. We haven't had too many sunny days. I just thought I'd show you my lot. Over here, I'm just entering the sidewalk area. Over here, we have the two, I forget what size tanks these are. They're pretty good size, so the tops have got snow peaks on them where you have to check out the what's left in the propane tanks and that. And anyway, that's where I get my propane tanks filled from the roadway. This is my house with its second filling of snow on the rooftop, which isn't too bad right now actually, but it looks like it's been trying to come down as well. And here's the front of my solar panel. I try to keep the snow off that so that it reacts with the sun. And anyway, I'm going to take a little walk here. This is the sidewalk. This is much thinner between the deck and the lower portion when I originally moved here, but I had brought it up that it was a little bit dangerously thin, like anybody walking through there could actually fall if you didn't hang on to the deck, which is not proper, so they widened it for me. Anyway, look at the lighting on this snow. It's kind of pretty. And the snow's melting off the water closet rooftop. And I'm not going to go over there because the snow's quite deep in spots. Look at the snow that came off through this roof on this side. This is probably 3.5 to 4 feet deep right there by the water closet. And I've got a couple of socks on my pipes out here. Reason being, it's not heated right now. It never was heated. And it should have been. There is no access for the furnace heat to get into the water closet. I think somebody forgot, not namely me, someone else. The people that built it probably forgot to put the opening in there to allow heat to go in there. So it's not heated right now. Here's my little $14 Canadian Tire sleigh. It's basically a kid's thing. I thought, I'm not paying $200 or whatever they wanted for the long snowmobile type sleighs. I just got a cheap one, and I'm not going to be dragging all that stuff up the road because it's uphill to get it back to the house anyway. And here's a cluster right here of birch trees. I believe it's yellow birch. They're not doing very well though. There's cracks in a lot of them, and they're probably got diseases going on inside. They're going to have to come out, otherwise they could fall on my house. And to the left, there's a white birch. It's kind of pretty. Not a great spot for growing stuff though. I'd like to put an apple tree on the one corner there. I was going to put two, but I think it's going to be too much for that corner. Check out these garden hooks that Connie gave me. The chickadees love them. I don't tend to fill that one bird feeder right now because I have to dive into the snow and it's gotten pretty thick there. So I just kind of leave it. As you see, that yellow thing, that's actually the half mark of a buoy that they used in Maine. I bought it in Maine when I was there on one of my trips, and that's actually an actual wood buoy that they used out in the ocean to do some fishing with or whatever they do with it. To the left of here, on the pole, is actually a chime, one of them wind chimes, but it's not going to chime very well because the snow's holding down the chimes. It's that deep. And there's a little chickadee landing there. They think I'm out here, so they've gotten used to me being the one that feeds them, I guess. And I usually throw black oiled sunflower seeds out for them once a day, and they look forward to it. This time I threw the suet block on the ground. I thought I'd do something different. Usually I put it in this little blue pole thingy bird feeder house, and they go up there. I got one woodpecker that's feeding off of it, and I'm not seeing the male and female. I'm only seeing the female feeding off of it. It's too bad. The males are a little bit more colorful, but last year I had quite a few woodpeckers here. I even had hairy woodpeckers, which are a little bit larger than the downy woodpeckers. But the ones I've got this year are downy woodpeckers. There's my shed in the back, and it's got a bit of snow on the roof. It'll be okay. It's started. Oh, here comes a little chickadee right at my feet. But I believe we're going to see a bit more snow melt this week before we're through. Anyway, I'll just keep walking here. That area right down there where the suet is, Lacey goes down there to do her business. Sorry about that. It's down there. You can see it in the shot. But anyway, oh, what have I got here? Oh, look at that. Somebody left me a bottle of wine. Awesome. Well, I think I'll grab that. It's probably ice cold by now. Anyway, that's a great idea. If you got lots of snow, just throw your wine bottles in there if you want to cool it down a little bit. I know some of you don't think you should put wine in the fridge, but other people like it chilled. I tend to like it a little bit on the chilled side, at least 20 minutes chill and then take it out. Here's a kind of a funny thing. I never took the plant off of the planter holder this past fall. It's just still sitting there. So what I'll probably do is just take the dead plants out and pop in some fresh stuff in the soil that's existing in there. Believe it or not, to the left of this planter thing, I've got two tiny evergreens. You can sort of see some of the twigs sticking up through, but basically, unless I told you, you'd never know that there's a couple of little evergreens growing under there. That's how much snow's here. And right in the center there, amongst those 4 trees, which, by the way, one of them's got to come out. The second one from the left's got to come out. If you can see it at all, there's some missing bark. It's dead. If I take it right to the top, the top of the tree is actually missing. I don't know what happened there, but it's actually missing. And as you go up towards the top, there's even more birch bark missing off this tree. So it's another one that's got to go because it's just taking up root space for the healthier trees to grow. And the 3 that will be left there will be sufficient to make a nice little nook for the fire pit. Beyond the yellow chairs is where the fire pit is, believe it or not. I never took my BioLite fire pit and put it in, put it away. I had nowhere to put it anyway in the shed. There's absolutely no room to even walk in there. So I just left it out, covered it up with some garbage bags. And by the way, if you don't know it, BioLite fire pits are smokeless. As long as you maintain the trap door and keep the ash out, you're good to go. There's a little chickadee feeding. They're so cute. They have a sweet little call too. As soon as I'm out here, they're here. Pardon the poop there, but that's the way it is. And some nights when I come out here, I have flipped the light on while I've got the generator going, and I flip the light on, and I can see animal tracks in the snow. Single lane animal tracks. I don't even go to check them out anymore. They're probably just coyote tracks. And of course, your usual rabbit tracks. Those are quite distinctive. You can tell what those are. And this to the left here is the generator dog house that I had a friend build for me, and it holds my Generac generator. And the other one beyond that is the one I'm using right now, the Furman. It's quite a bit noisier than the Generac, and you can see what happens with it. If you don't know, it has the exhaust going out the back, and it is so warm it melts all the snow. So if you need any snow melt anywhere, just point that thing, the exhaust at something, and just as long as it's something that's not flammable. And there's a jug of my 5W30 oil for changing the oil on the generator, which I do myself, of course. This little tree's got some Christmas lights on it. I haven't even used them this year. I just stuck them on there, pulled them off the other trees, which are on this side of the shed. And that's a nice little shed, by the way. It matches the color of the house. And the only thing wrong too with that right now is, well, there's two things. They never did paint the roof like they were supposed to. Never did do it. And also the front door is still not proper. It's still broken, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to get into it, but there's another tree on the slight left there. I think you can probably see it. It's dead as well. That's got to come out. Any of the dead trees are going to come out. I'm not leaving them up. There's no point. Basically what it is in around each lot, it's not maintained to the point where you need to maintain the lot. And once a person is on the lot, you've got to get some of these trees out that don't belong here, that haven't survived. Like, look at this one. This tree right here. I've got my glasses on, sorry, I can't see 100%. This tree was either cut or pecked down or sawn down or whatever, but probably the guy that lived here before was using it as a clothesline, because you can see there's clothesline string on one tree leading on, and there's another string leading on the other one. So that one's coming down. And anyway, this is a nice birch tree right here. I'm not going to turn it. I've been making that mistake all along, turn them, because I'm so used to it with stills. But that's the white birch, and it's still alive. And this is the forest cover that's behind my triple window in the back of my house. It's quite pretty when you wake up in the morning and look out. Some mornings I hear the giant, what I call giant, pileated woodpecker pecking. Said that a mouthful. Pileated woodpecker pecking. Said it without a beat, skipping the beat. On that tree in the middle, it's also got the top missing from it, and I think there's probably some grubs growing or in the inside of that at the top. And a couple mornings during 1 week, it was at that tree right at the top, and you can follow the sound of them pecking because they're so loud. And I found it sitting on top of that tree. Here's the back of my house. And it's, there's sun's a little bright there. And the snow cover is melting off that roof in the back. I'm going to get a water bucket for that one, bigger than what I've been using. I've been using the tiniest orange store, as Sean in Alaska calls it. There's a plug for Sean in Alaska. I've been using that those buckets, a couple of them there, to hold water that's coming off the roof. But I'm going to get the larger blue water holder, water retainer, whatever you want to call it, and do that. All this snow that's here at the bottom of the house, that came off the roof from the first pile of snow that came off. So it's since melted a little bit. But look at the lighting on this snow on the forest floor. It's quite pretty. And listen to how silent it is. It's like it's dead silent. It's just slightly, just a tad windy today. We usually have absolutely no wind in here though, unless there's a storm coming or going on. But it's so peaceful here. Gorgeous. See over here, we've got the trees moving around. You can see that it's a little bit windy. That's usually about the biggest wind we get here. You can just barely hear it. In the spring, early summer, I'm going to be doing a bit of work here, a lot of work, and going to be having proper skirting put on around the house. It'll make the house look a lot nicer. And also, what am I going to do? I'm going to put, I already purchased the umbrella. I've got a half moon umbrella, similar to the one I had at my previous address in Windsor. And I had a yellow one that was sitting on the deck in front of the pond back there. And yes, I had a pond. I had an awesome pond there. It was a koi pond. And yeah, I miss it. It's I try not to think too much about it, but I'm hoping that he got the fish off to a good home like he had said he was going to do. Um, and I doubt that I'll have one here because I'm concerned that it's going to attract the wrong type of animals here, like bears. Bears do like fish, so, I really don't know that I want that scenario going on. I just heard a little chickadee. And I'm going to have to probably keep adding paint to the door for whatever reason it comes off a little bit around the screens. I don't know if there's something a paint expert can, guide me through to fix that so that it doesn't come off in that spot. But yeah, I'll have to fix it every now and then, keep some paint available. And my friend's going to lend me the scaffolding to be able to get up there and paint the upper windows because they're a little bit unreachable for safety with certain types of ladders. So I'll be using scaffolding to get up there. This deck's got to be fixed. It's not sitting straight. It's too high on the edge. And all winter, every time I open the door, and I close it, and like it's hitting the deck. It wasn't constructed properly. Whatever. I'm not gonna get into the list of stuff that I've had that are done wrong here at this point. But it's reality. It was not done right. Put a level on it, you'll find out it's not level. Anyway, I can't wait till summer, and I would like to get out and do some fire pits here in this little cubby hole where there's going to be 3 trees left, and have some nice fire pits. I'm going to grab some Bear Chair Company wood, another plug for them in town. The Bear Chair Company has a company in town that makes wood bear chairs, and they ship them all over the place. And I'm going to get a couple of them for here, and I'm going to paint them the same color as the umbrella that I bought for the deck. The umbrella, by the way, is a little bit lighter. If you look in the background, you'll see that dark turquoise blue on the trailer. I'm going to paint them a little bit lighter than that. And then I'm going to get the Half Moon heavy weighted umbrella holder for the deck and hope it doesn't go too far. And I think I'll take the umbrella into Home Depot and have the paint color matched for the chairs. I think it'll look stunning against this dark reddish brown tone on the house. Also, see to the right of that where that pine tree thing is. I'm going to get 3 more of them and put them along here. One is a little bit taller and the other 2 are shorter, like this short one here. I could have bought the size a little bit longer, but it hits more money, so what the heck. I bought these. They'll look nice as long as I'm spacing them out correctly and that. But anyway, I think I'm going to end this. I'm starting to get hungry, and I think I want to attack that wine. It's Wine Wednesday tonight. Woohoo! Anyway, this is Linda from Lipstick Lodge. And if you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe. And hopefully I'll be improving my videos with music down the road like I keep promising. Because I did buy a new laptop, so that might mean something. It'll help out, and it'll probably get things in the swing of things. Anyway, talk at you later.